Hi, I'm Dr. Nataliey Bitature, and it's my pleasure to be invited to speak to you all for the AfriHack KlugCode Hackathon. Firstly, I commend you as young social entrepreneurs working in education and healthcare. It means the world really needs you. So you have more pressure than regular entrepreneurs to succeed because your solutions are going to change lives, change systems, and change the way that we do things. I'm particularly excited because you're coming up with solutions that are going to solve African problems. And we have so many challenges on the continent, and we have so much potential, and I'm sure we can come up with the solutions that are best suited to us and that will work in our markets and our environments. So I was asked to speak to you today about the truth about entrepreneurship, the hardships, how you begin, how you continue, and how you succeed. I don't want to sugarcoat anything for you. I want to be straight up and real because I feel like when you're given the right information at the beginning, you can be more prepared for what adversity is to come, and you can plan for it. You can strategize, you can conserve your energy, you can make sure that you're confident in your skills and your ability to succeed and to go the whole distance. So entrepreneurship is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It really frustrates me when I see these celebrities or these rich people on Instagram flashing cars and houses and popping bottles and saying, oh, I was in a slum a year ago and now look at me. How sustainable is that? Watch that guy's Instagram for 10 years. Tell me how it goes. It's not sustainable. Entrepreneurship is a long-term journey. You're not going to become rich overnight. As much as you're inventors and programmers and young entrepreneurs with great ideas, nothing gets done overnight. Look how long it's taken Apple to get to the level of iPhone that they have now. They had to start so long ago and start iterating, start sending out information, start trying your product and your service, and you'll keep improving it. It will keep improving, but you must keep improving. So don't think that it's going to just happen overnight. I like to start off by bracing entrepreneurs for that. It's not an easy journey. It's not a 1 year, 2 year, hey, I've made it, now I can chill. It's a struggle, but it's a very worthy one. It's a very satisfying journey. It's fulfilling, it's impactful, it's challenging, it stretches you, it pushes you. And usually it takes about 10 years to see real success when you're feeling confident and comfortable and you're growing and you're scaling. Look at the companies you admire. Don't just look at the photos of them now. Go Google them. Look at their founders page. Look at their Wikipedia. See when the company started. Usually you'll be surprised how long ago it was. You didn't hear about them for the first 5 years. They were still struggling in someone's garage or basement or in a shared office or just from their home or their computer. They made it happen and then they built with time slowly. So I think there are 3 principles that you need to hold in mind as an entrepreneur, whether it's starting up, whether you're in the middle of being an entrepreneur, you've been up and running for a little bit, and seeing how you grow and be successful in future. Deliverance, resilience, and humility. I think if you can carry through these principles and really embody them in yourself as an entrepreneur and in your business, in your mission, your values, you will be able to have what it takes to succeed. The commitment, the dedication, the passion, the motivation, and the humility. So to start off with, deliverance is a word that I came up with that has carried me through. I think deliverance is so important, especially in the beginning, because you're not sure about where you're going. You just have all this energy, enthusiasm, ideas, and you're ready to go. So deliverance is believing in something until it happens, till it comes true. It's kind of like believing and deliverance, like a baby of the two. So you need to have a vision of what you want to achieve or who you want to be or what you want your company to be as an entrepreneur. You need to know that. You need to be clear about it. You need to be able to say it in 30 seconds or less. You need to be able to communicate it to all the people around you. You need to communicate it to your team, to your loved ones. You need to believe it and know it. And you need to have this dream, this vision, this specific idea of what you want it to be. And then the deliverance is having full faith that even if you don't know the way you will get there, you don't see the path right now, it's not super clear, you know you will get there. You need to hold that feeling and that dream and that idea, and I encourage you to make it as crystal clear as possible. Imagine your office in 10 years. Imagine your day. What will you eat for breakfast? Who will you talk to? What kind of work will you be engaged in? What team will you have? Where will you be operational? Think of these things. It's important. It's important to have a dream. It's important to change that dream into a vision, into a goal. Then you break it down into tasks and you start to see how you're going to get there. Because deliverance is twofold. You have to have the dream, but you also have to put in the effort to start achieving the dream. You don't always have to know how exactly you'll get from point A to the final destination, but you can start by saying, to become this person, to become this entrepreneur, to have this company, what do I start to need to do now? What books can I read? What courses can I take? Who do I need on my team? What strengths do I have? What weaknesses do I have? What gaps are there? What's the market like? What kind of experience do we need? What kind of skill set do we need? You need to start to make the small steps to start to climb the mountain that is your vision. But the vision needs to be clear, and the vision can't keep changing. You know, your energy gets confused and gets diluted if I want to work in healthcare, and now I want to work in automobiles, and now I think I'm into fashion. There are many entrepreneurs who do many different things, but you go much slower, and it depends on your determination. If you want to be an engineer who also has a fashion line, and that's your dream, go for it. But don't say, I want to be an engineer, and then in 3 years, you know what, I don't think engineering is working. Let me now get into fashion. After that, I'm not sure, let me move into agriculture. If you keep changing, also your energy keeps changing, and even the universe can't manifest what you need. How is God supposed to help you if you keep changing what you're asking for? Have a vision. It doesn't need to be specific, like I need to work in this level of engineering, for software, for tech, for education, for small schools that are for children from 0 to 5. If you're that specific, great. If it's not that specific, that's okay. But you need to know which realm you're playing in. What sector, what kind of work, what kind of stuff, where do you want to fit? Hold on to that dream, because that dream is what's going to get you through the tough times. That dream is what is going to open doors for you. That dream, that commitment, that yearning for what you want it to be is what's going to fill you and drive you. That's going to be your fuel, your passion, your motivation. So try and get it to a place where you're comfortable. You know it. You know the smell of what your office is going to be like. You can feel it. Attach the emotion. How will you feel when you've achieved that? Who will you want to tell? How will you know this is where I want to be? What's that kind of feeling? Is it elation? Is it joy? Is it relief? Is it excitement? How will you feel in that moment? And hold on to that. Like imprint it in your brain and your heart and your spirit, because that's what you're going to need to keep going. It's fun to think about the dream on a good day, but on bad days, when you can't get up, when you don't know how you're going to pay bills, when you don't want to answer the phone because people are asking you questions you don't have answers to, you're going to need to remember that dream and be like, you know what, I can figure this shit out. I can do it now. I can get through this next 2 days, and then we'll see what to do next month. Because that dream has to come alive. I still believe in that dream. So make it as clear as you can. Make sure you are holding on to that vision and you know exactly where you want to go, what direction. Because it also helps you to make decisions. As an entrepreneur, your time is going to be so valuable. You need to be able to say no to distractions. If you know you're going in this direction and someone brings a big shiny, why don't you sit on this board? Why don't you try this? We can give you a grant if you leave education and you move into agriculture. It's easy to be distracted, but it's taking you away from your dream. So you need to know where you're trying to go so that you don't get diverted. If you're supposed to get from Kampala to Entebbe and you say, let me first take the bypass and pass by Fort Portal because I hear the weather is good this time of year. Take some pictures, I'll be there for a bit, then we'll go to Entebbe after. That's a big derailment. You need to know where you're trying to go so that it helps you assess, is this the right person to work in the company? Are they going to help me achieve this vision? Is this the right decision to make for our money? Should we invest in the stock? Should we invest in the software? Do I need to invest in people? What do I need to do? What's going to get me to where I need to be? Let that be your compass, your guiding light, so that you can assess as an entrepreneur where you're trying to go by the final destination. If you think about like a map, if you're using Google Maps in a car, let's say, it gives you many routes of how to get there. So the routes don't matter. You can take a very long one. It'll just take longer, more time, more money, more energy. You can take the fastest route. There's usually routes and it tells you there's even a bit of traffic, but the final destination is what matters. So think about your life like that. This is a big flat map. You need to know your final destination. Because if your destination keeps moving, then the routes are not even going to make sense. You won't even know if you're moving closer or further away. So have your final destination and believe it. Self-doubt is a killer of dreams. Any kind of doubt, it diminishes your fire. You need that fire, and fire is the word for it as an entrepreneur. So don't doubt your dream. Take some time to think about it, breathe it, think about it, close your eyes, feel it, enjoy it. Hold on to the dream. and then get to work and be like, I'm going to keep going. I just need to keep this energy up. Have the believerance that you're going to achieve that dream. Which moves on to the next stage, which is resilience. Because there are going to be so many obstacles. Even Google Maps tells you when there's traffic. There will be traffic, there will be road closures, there will be roads that have disappeared completely. You're going to get lost, you're going to go on the wrong path and take the wrong route and have to go around and come back again. You're going to have to take some routes several times over. There are going to be so many obstacles as an entrepreneur. Let no one lie to you. It's not fun and games when you figure out your business model. I make this, I sell this, easy. It needs to be simple, but it's never going to be easy. You need resilience. If you want to learn about resilience, get Angela Duckworth's book called Grit. Grit is what makes entrepreneurs. The most successful business people are not the smartest in the world. They don't have the greatest idea that no one had ever thought of. They are resilient. Every time life has knocked them down, every time a bank said, I'm not giving you the money, every time a customer said, your product is lousy, every time their family said, you're crazy, every time they lost an opportunity, they missed a birthday, they didn't get married quickly, their parents were disappointed, they were broke, they didn't have food, they didn't have rent to pay, they had to let down employees. Every time there's a hard thing, that entrepreneur said, you know what? I'll start again tomorrow. I will get up. I will try again. I will figure it out. This door closed, I will try another door. I wanted this partnership, it didn't work, it's okay, let's go to their competitor. That is the spirit of entrepreneurship. You need to be resilient. So if you know yourself, you're someone who gives up quickly. You don't want to suffer. Oh, it's hard, it's stressful, I'm going to have to suffer and struggle for 10 years. If that doesn't sound appealing, it's okay, go get a job. We need people working. The workforce needs to grow. We need people whose careers are moving. No shame. Jump out now. Take yourself out now. Because it's going to be hard. And I know in our African culture, we don't usually like to talk about the downside of things. The dirty laundry, the private problems. The problems where you sat, the day at night, you sat at your desk and you cried. There are many grown-ass men who are entrepreneurs, who are businessmen, who have cried at their desks. They won't tell you. Maybe when they're successful and old, they'll reflect one day and be like, yeah, you know, it was hard, but we had to keep going. But it happens. And you need to know that. And you need to assess your character and how determined you are. And if you have that grit, that resilience, that determination that you're going to overcome no matter the obstacle. Because there are people like that. We all know people like that who you can see they will plow through any kind of obstacle. They will not take no for an answer. They will just keep begging and asking and trying again. There are people who will send you their CV every day for 3 months until you give them a job. Those are the people with resilience. They don't take the rejection and, oh my God, they said no, it's over, I've cried, I'll try something new tomorrow. I can't do this thing. If you have that kind of a temperament, you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur. You're going to waste your time and your energy and your money and you'll be demoralized. Entrepreneurs have resilience. You need to be strong. And the way you become strong is by overcoming obstacles. No one is born strong. When adversity comes, there are people who crumble and there are people who get hit and they get up and they fight back. You have to fight back. There's a cooking TV show, Gordon Ramsay's, I think it's Hell's Kitchen, where he's a very famous chef and he's very aggressive and he's very difficult to work with. And he will abuse you in the kitchen when you're on pressure and you're cooking and there's guests waiting and there's time. And he's abusing you, he's shouting at you, he's insisting you've done it wrong and telling you to do it again. But you know, what he's looking for is resilience. Because the way he chooses who is going to win, who is going to put in his restaurant to run his kitchen that he trusts, is the person who, when the abuse is coming, when the pressure is on, when there's heat in the kitchen, there's 2 ways people become. And you can watch the show and see. There's like 10 seasons. It's like a repeated pattern. There are people who crumble. They deflate, they collapse, they withdraw. They can't talk, they can't speak. Some even go to the cupboard to cry. They just give up. And then there are people you can see. It has hurt them. It has stressed them. They're upset, but they keep going. You see the light in their eyes. Okay, chef. Okay, chef. Okay. And they start again. They do it again. They start whatever meal prep they were doing. They start again. And they deliver. It might not be the best meal. It might not be the most fantastic, but they're 10 times ahead of the person who is in the cupboard crying. The person who now just closes and shuts down. They are cooking, but their mind is off. They are done for the day. They can't take it. And it's not easy to push through that. All of us want to crumble and withdraw. Your instincts say, I am not safe. This is not okay. I can't keep doing this. But if you have a resilient spirit, you will fight through that instinct. And every time you fight and push past it, you become stronger. Because now you know, when chef shouts, that means I can't move, I can't work. Next time he shouts, you're like, yeah, I'm doing it. You move past it, you grow. You get out of your comfort zone, and your comfort zone expands every time you grow. That's why they say growth and comfort don't live together. You can't be growing in the comfort zone. But when you get out of the comfort zone and you grow, the comfort zone expands because now you're comfortable with something that you weren't before. That's how you become more resilient, more strong. That's why as entrepreneurs grow, the obstacles will also grow. The challenges put upon you will grow. But you can keep growing. You can keep moving. You can keep expanding. And you need that resilience to keep going. So in the hard moments, when your mind and your body and your family and your spirit and everything is saying give up, just go get a job. Your uncle is there waiting. He can put you in his company. Just slide you in. Life will be easier. 5 o'clock, you clock out, you go home. When you have that thought as an entrepreneur, there has to be a voice that says no. No. I have my vision. Remember? We're going for the vision. We're going for the dream. I'll be so depressed in a job. I'll be bored. They won't listen to my ideas. What will I do after 5 o'clock? Do you know how many hours those are? I'll need hobbies. Ugh. If you have an entrepreneurial spirit and you want to be a successful entrepreneur who has been resilient, who has faced adversity, who has earned their right to be arrogant when they go for the panels and they're speaking in front of people and there's videos about you and you're winning awards, you have to earn that. You don't wake up one day and it just happens. You have to cry, you have to sweat, you have to have gone through it. You have to have felt it to grow to that level, to deserve the level of respect and confidence that the successful entrepreneurs of the world have. They're not just born with it. They have gone through the trenches. They have gone through the obstacles. So resilience is so important. It's more important than your IQ. It's more important than the degree you have. It's more important than your luck, than your network. It's more important than any other aspect of your business. You can have the best idea, but if everyone who says no just shuts you down and you give up, your idea will never come to fruition in the world. You need to be resilient. You need to be able to push past the no's. You need to be able to push past the people who doubt you or who criticize you. You need to be able to push past your own insecurities, your own doubts, your own fears. You need to push past the days when, I don't know how I'm going to pay the salaries, but let's just keep going. Let's see how this works out this month. You have to be able to push past almost the sense and the logic to get through to the magic, which is where the business now thrives. And the final piece is humility. As much as I say you get to earn the arrogance, even the most advanced people, the richest men in the world, the richest women, the most successful business people, the ones who've been doing it since they were teenagers, they're still humble. And you know how? They're still learning. When you see these people in these conferences or in these rooms, they're still asking questions. They're still trying to figure out what they don't know, what they don't see. What do you think? They're asking you for feedback. If you see these famous entrepreneurs who walk around their businesses and people don't even know who they are, they're asking customers for feedback. There's a famous story about the CEO of Walmart, and he'd be in supermarkets in different places in the world, and he'd start measuring things. He'd start crawling on the floor. Why is there this space? Why do you have it like this? He wants to understand, to make his own supermarket better. And all entrepreneurs are like that. I used to think it's really weird, and I'd even apologize. I'm so sorry, but where did you get that type of paint? Why is this pillar like this? Because you can't switch it off. You're a business person. You're always trying to improve. You have to stay humble. You have to stay knowing someone knows better than you. The person who is doing the menial work, the grunt work in your company and is on site every day on the ground, they know about a lot more than you about the details of what they're doing. So ask them, what's it like? You're the one who packs the cars here every day at the hotel. You tell me your challenges. You tell me your strategy. So I understand better. So when I'm building the next car park, I can remember and say, you know what? He said when you put the columns like this, it's very difficult for customers and it's also difficult for him. You can't fit that many cars here. Have those discussions with the architects. You will be shocked at where you get the information that's useful for the future. But if you think you know everything and you're not open to learning, you know nothing. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You will never go as far as anyone else. You have to stay humble. You have to stay learning. If you walk into a room thinking, I am the sharpest, you have to stay humble. If you walk into a room thinking you're the smartest person in the room, I'm the boss, I'm the one in charge, I'm the one who started this company, no one knows more than me, you're not going to pick up anything. You're not going to learn. You're not going to grow. You're not going to do your company any service. You need to be able to listen to other people. Even if it's your own employees who you hired, they are doing something all day, every day that you are not doing. So there must be some insight that they have. Never reject customer feedback. So many customers have all kinds of crazy feedback. Most of the time, you have thought of these things yourself if you're a thorough entrepreneur. But for every 20 people that say, oh, you know what you should do? 19 of them, you're like, yes, I know. What a good idea. Thank you for that feedback. We'll be sure to work on it. And you're just rolling your eyes. The 20th person is going to do something you've never thought of or you've never heard of. Be like, oh, really? Wow, okay. Thank you. And you go back and think about it and you research it and you might even do it. You have to be able to listen to feedback, listen to criticism. I'm shocked at how many leaders rise up far just on their natural talent and ability, but they can't take criticism. You have got to be able to hear it when people say, you know what, you were really rude in the meeting. Or you know what, your idea sucks. You're the owner of the company, but that's a terrible idea. If other people think it, take a moment, assess. Don't just take it personally. Oh, who is this person? They don't know. Pause. Take your own ego out of it. Did they have a point? Are we seeing it the wrong way? Are we too aggressive in our strategy and we're just not seeing? You have to be able to listen. You have to be able to listen to the feedback, the criticism, your supporters, your stakeholders, your clients, the city councils, the government people, the people who walk past your business every day, the people who engage with your business every day. If your business is online, it's even easy. There's like a little pop-up. How did you think we did today? How was the service? Would you like to say any comment or suggestion? Send us an email. It's not for nothing that they put those things there. They actually go through them and read them. And it's useful. It's something you should do. You should want to know. You should want to see all the holes in your baby, in your business, and see any kind of aspect, all the different perspectives and what people think and how you can improve. You should stay learning. Keep that hungry spirit. Now you're young. You're full of enthusiasm. One day you'll be old and you feel like I'm such an expert in this. You're even talking on panels and you're on boards and everyone is asking you what you think about it. Doesn't mean you can't learn something new. Doesn't mean you've seen every kind of perspective of every aspect. It doesn't mean that there's no one who will teach you something. And it's so exciting. It's so juicy when someone teaches you something new in your field. You should enjoy the moment, not be embarrassed and be like, why didn't I know that? I work in this field. Be like, thank you. I didn't know that. It's okay. You have to stay humble. It's too sad how people become so arrogant so fast and they stop learning. Because human beings are in motion. We're always moving. We're moving forward because of time. Time doesn't stop for anyone. So if you think of it like a river, you're either going or you're going backwards. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. You can't just stop. If you see fish swimming in a river, they're not just in one place and the river is moving past them. It's not possible. You're either swimming this way or you're swimming that way. You're either going forward or you're going backwards. So if you think you know everything and now you've reached the peak of your career, you know everything in the sector, in the industry, in your business, I know absolutely everything. I can just stop here and keep going. Like the business will just keep going. You're moving backwards. The day you stop, you're moving backwards because time is always moving forwards. So you have to keep learning. You have to keep growing. If you think you know everything from everyone around you, it's time to find the next level up. And there's always a next level up. There's always someone smarter than you, richer than you, more successful than you, someone who knows more about it. Figure out the PhD guys. Go look at their research. Read studies about your sector if you're bored now. Go ask different people their opinions. People who you'd never used to be your target audience. Why didn't you ever come to my business? There was always going to be something you can learn. And these days with globalization, with the internet, I assure you the information is coming out faster than you can absorb it. Stay humble. You need to be enthusiastic. You need to be confident. You need to be able to pitch well. You need to be able to know your business. You need to be able to be sure about the product or service you're offering the world. But you need to keep some space for humility. Keep some space for feedback. At the end of every pitch, do you have any questions, any comments for us? Anything you think we can do better? And you say it with a smile. Encourage people to give you feedback. If you ask people for feedback and you react poorly, they will stop giving you feedback. And then you will stop learning. You got to keep humble. It's so important. No matter how rich and how big and how successful and if your company is operational in all the countries in the world, you can still learn something. You can still learn something that will help your company, that will help your business, that will make you a better leader. And you need to keep these qualities at every stage of the business. Because as you face the obstacles, as you dig for your resilience, as you hold on to your vision, there will always be things that you can learn along the way that will help you to reach the vision. It can get you there faster, it can get you there in a bigger way. It can keep evolving and make your vision even bigger and sweeter by the time you get there, because you learned so much on the journey. So keep an open mind. Stay humble, stay polite, stay present, be grateful and kind and open to people who are trying to help you. Seek information, be proactive. Don't just wait for something to find you. Yeah, I do my work every day. I reach, I do the work, I go home. What else are you doing for your business? What else are you doing for yourself? What else are you learning? Where are you finding new things? They won't just find you. Seek the opportunities, seek the information, seek the other people, the mentors, the books. You have to put in the effort there. And that comes from a humble place. That comes from a place of humility where you ensure that it's not all in your control. Where you know that you don't know everything. You can't be everything. You can't be everything in the company. You can't know everything. You will always need help. The most successful people in the world have amazing teams around them. And they know that they need them. So stay humble. I hope this is useful information for you. I'm very excited about what you're doing. It's not easy. I've participated in a few hackathons myself. It also takes some determination and resilience over the few days. You have to be able to see something through. That takes some sort of discipline and enthusiasm. So it's a very good thing you're doing. I encourage you. I'm always here if you need some help or advice or guidance or a pep talk, a harsh one maybe. I hope I've been honest enough with you and told you the true struggles about entrepreneurship, but I hope I've also given you some solutions to hold on to. You can't really Google believerance, it's not a real word, but you can really research resilience and humility. You can spend time working on your vision. You can invest in that and invest in those principles when you're still young and fresh and full of energy and you still have the time and ability, because those are things that will carry you forward through your career. I was lucky enough to be exposed to a lot of really strong business mentors when I was young, and these are the principles they taught me. And it didn't really make sense because I didn't really have things to deal with like that at the time. But I listened and I learned and I embodied them. And when the obstacles presented themselves, I was ready, because in the back of my mind, I knew you can't give up. You have to stay resilient. You can ask for help. You can read about it. So now I'm confident in my ability to figure things out. No matter what obstacle I'm faced with, I know I just have to push through it. I can research. I can ask for help. I'm sure there's a book about it. I'm not the first person to have to deal with it. I can get through it. I can become stronger because of it. I don't crumble because I learned these principles when I was young, and they've been able to carry me through in my businesses and in my career. So I hope that they're useful to you too and that you can embody them. It's not easy, but it's simple. Good luck. Have a great weekend. And I wish you lots of success.